Hey YouTube, I'm been a little busy lately, so thought I'd put in a real quick appearance here, let you guys know that I'm still alive and everything. Um, while I'm discussing what I'm about to discuss, I'm going to flip the camera around here and let you guys look at the outdoor grow outs. So let me see if I can figure out how to do this. Okay, so here's what we're looking at right here. They're doing quite well. All is well. At any rate, let me get to the topic of this. As you know, or maybe don't know, I breed Apistogramma cockatoides. Oh, that doesn't need to be in there. Apistogramma cockatoides, double reds. As a matter of fact, I got a few of them for sale right now. They're $10 a piece. Only males, unfortunately. I do have a new batch of fry. The last batch of fry got eaten, so I'm hoping that this batch will make it through. I haven't checked on them today, but they were there as of last night. So hopefully that'll work out, and I'll have some more for sale. But right now I do have about, I'd say maybe 10 Apistogramma cockatoide double reds for sale, $10 a piece. You can get a hold of me, email me at Paul's Planet Aquariums, or IM me from my channel, whichever. Anyways, to topic. I do have these things listed on Aquabid, and if you're not familiar with Aquabid, it's an online auction house for anything fish or aquarium related. You can get anything from plants to aquarium parts to driftwood to stones to fish, whatever. At any rate, I've used them in the past, and recently I had an auction that came to fruition, and I got the email saying that the auction had been won. I was contacted by the winner, and as normal, I sent out my email instructing him on how to pay for and asking how many of the fish that he'd like. Just doing the regular thing. And through correspondence, I found out that he wanted to get 8 of them. Now, herein lies the story. Okay, normally, the way my auctions are set up is I only take cashier's checks, which are from the bank, or money orders from a reputable type thing. I can't accept credit cards because of my business. And the other would be PayPal, and that's usually the way we do it, is through PayPal. 99% of the time, people PayPal me the money, and I send the fish. Okay, well, in this case, the guy had this kind of a long, hard luck sob story, talking about how he was on a business trip in Mexico for his company, and he was going to be down there for about a month, and he had a cousin of his or a relative of his that I guess it was a birthday party or something coming up, and he wanted to surprise him, and he was really impressed with I think that's a little froggy. Anybody asking about the frogs? He was really impressed with the quality of my fish and everything. He really wanted to get some fish and surprise his cousin or whoever it was, his relative. And that he was going to have a friend, since he couldn't do anything because he was in Mexico. He was going to have a friend cut a check for me, send me the check, and then once the check cleared in my bank, he was going to add in some extra money along with what he was paying me, so that another guy could come by and pick up the fish, and supposedly was also going to be going and picking up some other equipment in my area and otherwise for this big party or whatever it was. I guess the idea was that he was going to be buying tanks and filters and all that kind of stuff or whatever, along with the fish in my area or elsewhere. So I thought, okay, he called them the movers, and I said, okay, he wanted X amount of fish, and I said, okay, it'll cost you this much money, plus, you know, and since you're having them picked up, you don't have the shipping fee. And I said, you know, this is what it'll cost you. I gave him a flat rate price. And he said, okay, I'm going to send you an extra $20 included in this, along with some other money that I want you, and I'm trusting you on this, I want you to give to the movers when they pick the fish up. And you'll arrange with them when to pick the fish up. And I thought, okay, you know, this was getting weirder and weirder with the situation by the moment. First off, you know, he said he didn't like PayPal. He had had bad experience with PayPal. Since he was in Mexico, he couldn't do the cashier's check or money order, which to me sounded a little hinky, but I don't know. I've never tried to get a cashier's check or a money order down in Mexico, so I don't know. Maybe that's true. Maybe it's not. But still, nonetheless, it sounded a little strange. And so I'm going along with this, and I'm trying to be the nice guy and trying to work with this guy and everything like that. And I normally, and as a matter of fact, from now on, I will never ever take any kind of business or personal check. It's got to be the cashier's check, money order, or PayPal, or a credit card. I'm not going to go through this again. But at any rate, I was trying to be nice, and he was ordering 8 fish, which was, that was a decent amount of money. So, I thought, well, hey, if he's ordering that many fish, I should probably, work with this guy on this. And so, at any rate, he gets his friend to do this. I get a check in the mail. I open it up. It's for over $1,000. Okay, the fish were less than $100. As a matter of fact, it was right at $100 plus my $20, to hold the fish for him, because it was going to take a little while for the check to get to me. Okay, so I immediately go to the computer, get on my email, and send him an email saying, I received your check. I said, do you realize this is for over $1,000? And he said, yeah, that's the correct amount. He said, go to your bank, cash it, and you take out, the money that you want, for the fish and all that stuff, and the extra $20, and give the remainder to my guy when you set up, to come pick the fish up. Okay, alarms are going off in my head majorly. Mama didn't raise no fool. So alarms are going off majorly in my head. I called my lawyer and talked to him, and my lawyer immediately said, get the hell out of there, tear that check up, get the hell out of there. Something is very, very wrong there. So I didn't want to lose the sale, and so thinking, maybe the guy is really on the up and up, and maybe this is a real deal and stuff. And I said, but I'm going to cover my you-know-what. So I got online, and I looked at the check, and it was written from a place called... and it was in Indiana. Okay, now I'm in South Carolina. He's supposed to be in Mexico. Okay, that kind of throws up another flag. Indiana. Okay, what the heck? Where does Indiana come into this? And he said, but he said it was a friend who had a company or whatever, and it's like, okay, let's check this out. Is there really a place? So I look into it. Yes, there is a place called. It's one of those restaurants that best breakfast, greasy spoon breakfast in the north or whatever like that. It's been around for years, established since the 40s or 50s or something like that. Well known and everything. Got a website, the whole works. I even Google Earthed it and went down in on Street View and looked at the front of the place. Okay, so the restaurant does exist. The bank that it is cut on is a smaller bank. It was, I'm not going to mention what the bank's name is because I don't want to be liable for anything. But it was a smaller bank in that area. And yes, there was a bank in the same strip mall as this restaurant was in. Okay, so I'm thinking, okay, well, that much of it, kind of checks out or whatever. Okay. Then I look at where the check came from. And the company that the check came from was in New York City. Okay, so we got a guy in Mexico who has a friend in New York City who writes a check from Indiana. Okay, so who doesn't see something really, really weird about that? Okay, so at this time, everything is, I mean, the alarms are just, it's like the air raid sirens on the old battleships during World War II, whoop, whoop. Everything's going off, okay? And it's like, okay, this is definitely not cool. But once again, I'm still looking at $100+ in profit that I could get out of this. And, I know $100 isn't much nowadays in this world we live in, but, $100 is $100. So, I'm trying to think of ways that I can salvage this, get my money, and get out of it. Now, my problem is if I take the check up that's written in an out-of-state bank, from whatever, and I take it to my bank and cash it or deposit it or whatever like that, yeah, I can draw the funds out. Okay, but when my bank takes it and goes to this other bank to get the funds, if they're not there, they come back and I'm liable for those funds. So if I take the $1,000, a little over $1,000 out to pay his friends, and they go, and it usually takes, maybe a week or so, or up to 2 weeks, as a matter of fact, for an out-of-state bank to, to get back, do the full process, and, completely clear. 2 weeks later, my bank comes back and is like, oh, hey, we went to that bank and they didn't, the funds weren't available. So, you're out $1,000 or, well, the amount of the check, it's like, you're responsible for that. And it's like, no. Homie, don't play that game. So at any rate, sum the whole story up. I know I've been ranting and raving here for a little while. This really kind of pissed me off about the whole situation. Is that I ended up going back to the guy and saying, not comfortable with this. I don't know you from Adam. You don't know me from Adam. Why would you send somebody that you've never met? Only association is through email or whatever, over $1,000 and trust him with it. It's like, something's very wrong here. And I just don't trust this. And I said, the only way I'm going to feel safe about this is if I call that restaurant, the Downtowners, and talk to them, and they say, yes, we know about that check, it's valid, no problems, go ahead, use it, or whatever like that. They confirm that, and then take and deposit it in my bank account and wait for it to clear the other bank to where, the bank that it's drawn on, the out-of-state bank, clears it, and my bank come back and says, yes, it's all, the transaction's done, you do have the money there. So, I'm figuring this is going to run the guy off, right? So I send out that email, and I said, I got to make sure that it'll clear and everything. 2 days later, Monday, this was Friday afternoon, I didn't hear back all over the whole weekend and stuff, and I'm thinking, okay, well, he got the message, and that's it. And 2 days later, on Monday, he comes back and he was like, I haven't heard from you. Were you able to deposit the check? Well, it just so happened that I did call the restaurant, and I did talk to the owner there, and the owner told me to tear the check up and that he would be looking into this. He knew nothing about it, and to tear the check up, and that he would definitely be looking into it. So I transpired that back to him and haven't heard anything from that point on. I think he finally got the message. At any rate, sum it all up. Just because you're on a Aquabid, I feel is a reputable, auction site and everything. I haven't had a problem. I've sold many fish on there and other equipment. And, I don't hold them responsible for this or liable for this or anything like that. It is what it is. But if you are selling fish on an auction site or through your local aquarium society or whatever like that, and you run across something like this, don't do it. Don't do it. It just ain't worth it. You could really get yourself in a bad situation really quick. We live in a world, unfortunately, where you just can't trust people. So, if you're going to sell fish or equipment or anything like that, make sure that it's strictly through PayPal or, cashier's check, money order, kind of thing. Don't take personal checks. Yeah, so I'm going to sum it up with that, and I'll let you know that I do have a bunch of stuff coming up. It is summertime right now. I've been trying to take a little bit of time for myself. And even though it has been extremely hot lately, and we still got August to go with this in summer, I am trying to take and find some time to relax a little bit. So that's why you haven't seen many videos from me lately. But we do have the cooler weather coming along, and I will be doing a lot more videos. I've got quite a few that I'm slowly piecing together, so be looking forward to a bunch more videos from me coming probably late August into October and so on. Hope everybody's enjoying their summer. Hope you guys all had a great vacation. Got to take some time for yourself. Don't forget, you know, you don't want to drive yourself nuts with work and everything. On that, I will say goodbye, and we will see you soon, and thanks for watching.